Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about the biggest pros of outsourcing a CMO. You know, the fact that more and more businesses are switching from the traditional in-house CMO to working with outsourced CMOs isn't a random coincidence or fleeting trend. Savvy business leaders pursue this option for a number of reasons, and here are a few of the biggest benefits. So number one, it reduces overall marketing costs. Hiring a outsourced CMO is a financially savvy move in multiple regards. Not only does it save you on the payroll, but it can also dramatically reduce your marketing expenses. Let's start with the payroll aspect. You know, the real power in hiring an outsourced CMO is that you don't have to pay for all the added expenses that come with an employee. There's no payroll tax, 401k match, health insurance, vacation time, 6 days, training costs, office space, or equipment. Well, maybe not office space in this COVID era, but you get what I'm talking about. And this alone, can save you thousands of dollars per month when compared to hiring a full-time CMO. Then there's the fact that a good outsourced CMO will help lower your marketing expenses by eliminating the need for some of the current tools, softwares, and inefficient funnels that you're currently using. There's also the benefit of predictability. Many outsourced CMOs operate on a flat fee basis. Others, they charge an hourly rate, but generally you can pinpoint a precise range of how many hours they'll work on a weekly or monthly basis. This permits you to plan your budget. You know exactly what you're paying ahead of time and don't have to worry about what's coming your way. Number two, increases productivity. Anytime you outsource a task, it frees up internal resources. And by outsourcing the CMO position in your business, you should be able to free up over hundreds of hours per month in additional time that can be spent on other tasks. Many businesses that hire a CMO, outsourcing them, are transitioning from a situation in which they've been handling the CMO responsibilities on a by committee basis. In other words, multiple employees have stepped up to absorb the duties, which obviously takes away from their primary job responsibilities. By outsourcing these employees can suddenly reclaim their daily schedules to carry out the duties that they were initially hired to handle in the first place. So when it's all said and done, the increased productivity is a byproduct of greater specialization. Everyone is empowered to work according to their strengths, and the result is an increased sense of harmony and a dramatic rise in the output and performance. Number three, it provides strategy and direction. It's not that your current hodgepodge marketing team is incompetent. These folks were obviously hired for a reason. The bigger takeaway is that they lack direction and strategy. They need someone to come in and provide leadership and guidance, pushing them towards bigger and better goals. An outsourced CMO provides that immediate jolt of strategy. They aren't just coming in and implementing a new PPC ad strategy or a fresh take on how to create high converting social media posts. No, they're actually creating a cohesive plan where each of the individual parts like content marketing, social media, SEO, design, and email are working together for the benefit of the big picture. Number four, it injects a fresh perspective. Do any of the following situations or circumstances resonate with your business? Everyone is indifferent about showing up in the office in the morning. Relationships get taken for granted. Each employee's workload is handled on autopilot. People just go through the motions. Maybe you can't remember the last time there was a substantial change in a key business process. There's nothing new coming down the innovation pipeline. So if you're nodding your head as you're listening to this, it means your business is stale. Things might be happening, but there's little, if any, sense of purpose. People clock in, put their noses to the grindstone, and clock out. It's not miserable, but it certainly isn't exciting or meaningful. Or perhaps your problem has more to do with laser-focused innovation. In other words, you and your team are wholly focused on one niche or path at the expense of everything else. You've become blinded by your own collective way of thinking. Groupthink has become more powerful than individual thoughts. Everyone agrees with what's always been done and shuns anything new as risky. So, whether your team is stale or blinded, an outsourced CMO can help by providing an instant injection of fresh perspective. Because they're new to the business, they still see things from an outside looking in vantage point. And this enables them to make suggestions that are unique and propose changes, tweak processes, and redirect energy in more profitable ways. And then we'll wrap this up with number 5. It accelerates business growth. When it's all said and done, outsourcing a CMO allows businesses to scale at a faster rate. Lower cost, higher quality of output, less time commitment, and increased focus. They all directly fuel the bottom line and provide a competitive advantage that's conducive to growth. So if you follow the right steps, growth is nearly guaranteed. The biggest question mark is whether you'll be prepared for the growth. It's important to have plans in place to scale with efficiency, lest you waste the input and squander the opportunity to push your business into the next echelon of what you've expected currently. So that's it for today's episode. I think in the next episode, I'm going to cover the biggest cons of outsourcing a CMO. And then the following one after that, I'll talk about how to find the right outsourced CMO. And again, at SEO.co, our goal is to help businesses scale their organic traffic with the highest quality content and links. We do this through industry-leading link building, white label SEO, content writing, and SEO audits. You can think of us as a critical component of your outsourced marketing team. Our primary aim is to provide value that helps you grow. If you'd like to learn more about any of our services or tools, please don't hesitate to come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outwrite and outrank your competition.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.